Hey, good morning, everyone. So today we're going to be doing this instrument right here. This is a cool little VTech instrument. And then also, I want to show you something that I've been working on. So I'm going to move this a bit. So this right here. So this is a t-shirt that I've been working on. As you see there down the side, it also says GhostFire Electronics. So where we're at in the process of those is I'm trying to make them so where this one that I have on right now is quite expensive. And it's expensive to the point where I don't think anybody would buy it. So I spent $36 on this, and then with shipping and everything, I realized that that would be quite a bit of money to expect you guys to pay for a GhostFire Electronics t-shirt. So what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to get it to the point where it's more affordable by shopping around from a couple different companies that can still have this quality of design. And I also have one more in the works as well. So I'm just really trying to figure out how to make these more marketable for you guys and more affordable for you guys. And at the same time, keep the good quality of this t-shirt. So the t-shirt's fantastic, but again, it's still kind of like, 36, 37 bucks for a t-shirt. It's kind of crazy. Plus shipping, that'd be like 40 bucks. So it's kind of crazy. But, yeah, I'm working on it. And, as of right now, I may end up going through the same company just because the quality is so much better than other companies that I'm not going to mention, but mostly online companies. So the quality is so much better on these t-shirts as opposed to the other t-shirts that we got prototyped. And I may end up just probably paying for part of the t-shirts if you guys want them. I may just like ship them to you guys for free and just pay for part of it, just to make it more affordable for you guys, because I really appreciate the support anyway. So I may just do that, and then the other t-shirt I don't think will be as expensive. So what they have to do with these t-shirts is they actually have to, which you can see it. So what they actually have to do is they have to put a layer, like white layer, right over top of the t-shirt, and then they have to actually put all the coloring over top of that white layer. So that's why they're quite a bit more expensive than, a typical t-shirt would be. And also, I will say that this isn't your typical like scrunk. And that was a big thing. I didn't want the t-shirt to crack and look all, old t-shirty. So yeah, we'll figure it out. But hopefully I'll have those within the next month or so available for order. Okay, so now we're in here. And I'm really hoping this thing's even bendable, because this looks like pretty small circuitry here. If not, I have another instrument that we can absolutely break into that I believe is bendable. Let's hope at least 1 out of 2 today. All right, so I'm just going to go ahead and pop out this circuit board right here. So let's go ahead and test some bends on this and see if we can find anything that gives us a reaction. Well, that was eventful. Oh, right when I touch it. All right. So I'm not really sure which one is actually doing this right here. So it looks like it's either going to be R10 or R19 right here. So it's one of those two that's giving us that reaction. So to figure out which one is actually giving us this, I'm going to go ahead and pull out a resistor, and we're going to hook a resistor up to it. And I'm a tiny little penguin waddling here, waddling there. Okay, so it doesn't seem either one of those are really giving us the reaction that we are getting. Just strange. Maybe I'm not Maybe I'm not touching into it correctly. I don't know. Well, I am really enjoying that. I really like that. Even though it's crashing the instrument, like I said, we are losing some resistance because my finger is touching it. But let's go ahead and solder into that. That is rather cool.
Listen to the music and get on with it.
What I'm going to do here is I'm going to take the screwdriver and I'm going to try to pry up some of the circuit here. Not really pry it, I'm going to scratch it. And hopefully that's going to allow it to accept more solder. I may just end up soldering onto both sides of this, and I really advise against this, but I think it would probably just be needed here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go and reinforce the wires by feeding them through other wires. And this is going to keep it from ripping off as easily. Hopefully it doesn't rip off at all, but this will definitely make it harder for it to rip off. Okay, so that actually worked, it seems. So we do not have to solder onto the other side of the resistor. Or at least it doesn't look like it. So let's go ahead and pull this out. Alright, so this is where we're taking out the resistance that my body's... I guess the short circuit that my body's allowing. So I really like that. That is super cool. So that's interesting. I'm going to see if we can put a pot on that. Alright, so let's go ahead and try this. More than likely it's going to crash it. So I like the resistor version of that a lot better, so we're just going to go ahead and add it on a switch here. Especially since it doesn't seem to come out very well. Alright, so there we go, that should be installed. You see that was kind of rotating around a bit, so I'm going to resolder that. So now we are going to try to find the actual tempo tone control here. So we are getting no effect off of that, which isn't ideal, but we can always grab onto this and see. So what I'm doing here is I wet my fingers and then I stick my fingers right here. So where I'm holding these two, they're not touching, but they're far enough away that there is a resistance connection. There's an electronic connection, but there is the resistance going through my fingers. So it's not going to crash the instrument when it touches whatever point that we're touching it to. And then that way I'm able to kind of isolate the points better. Unfortunately, it doesn't look like this is the point that's giving it to us. So at this point, I'm just going to go ahead and go with the thing that I know is going to work. And I'm going to go ahead and solder directly onto the ground here. And then the reason I'm going to solder onto the ground is because that way I'll be able to at least isolate our median point. And then we're just going to touch around here.
Listen to the music and get on your feet. Move like the animals, stomp your feet. One like a penguin, stretch up tall.
So that's interesting. Okay, so that is absolutely a tone down. Now, out of curiosity, let's go ahead and solder right here. And we'll see if it has a tone up on that as well. So we may have just found our medium. Alright, so we found our median, so it's actually over here. So we're kind of lucky, that it did pop off because we would need it off anyway. So let's go ahead and solder around that resistor and we'll check back up on this. as you've seen, I totally just did both sides of the resistor, and it did shift on me as well. So yeah, super not recommended, but seems like we got away with it that time. We're gonna go ahead and solder this other. Where's this guy at? Right here. I'm gonna very carefully move this around. And then we need to reinforce these wires as soon as possible. Out of curiosity, let's go ahead and feed this to the ground directly, see what happens. Seems like this was just another... Ooh, there we go. That's giving us that shifting right there that we want. Alright, let's go ahead and just solder directly to that. Next thing we're going to be doing is adding that ground wire. So that's going to be the other side of our tempo tone control here. And then at some point we need to add a restart button, or I should say restart switch. Okay, we're going to solder right onto this ground wire right here. Now for this, I'm going to go ahead and solder directly onto the side right here. Then we are going to feed this side. Well, I guess we need to find the median, don't we? Pretty sure the median is this blue wire, the solid blue one, but I don't know. We'll check just to make sure. Oh, that's beautiful. Alright, so let's go ahead and separate these. We're going to go ahead and solder this other one onto the side right here.
Come play at the zoo. I'm a tiny little penguin waddling here, waddling there.
Oh, you know what we should do? We should go ahead and make sure that we don't need a resistor on this. I bet we do. So we need some type of resistor, it seems. Since it's not crashing, that tells me that I don't need a very high resistor, because it's not overwhelming the board too much. So we're going to try a 100 ohm just to see if that works. Because if we get away with 100 ohm, that's nothing.
Listen to the music and get up.
So 100 ohm doesn't seem to be something we could use, but try one more. Again, I'm going to run these in series, just so we can get a little bit of extra resistance here. So it is doing something kind of weird. Let's go ahead and, if you can see, it's actually going up in tempo tone as soon as I'm touching this. So let's go ahead and see how much play we have here. So I'm probably not even going to use a resistor. If you can hear that, what it's doing is it's actually looping the instrument all the way at top. We have a little bit of play where it's not looping. So right here. So let me hit that again. So loops, then stops. So there's the loops, that's the stop. So not much play really at all. So we're not even going to worry about it. I'm just going to, well, just to drop it since the 100 ohm didn't do much. Let's go ahead and put a 100 ohm just on the top of that, just to eliminate some of that play. We'll do that. Yep, we are good. So let's solder all this in. Drop it all the way down. We did forget to do one thing. Forgot to add the switch onto it. So we're going to go ahead and take this off. And I'm going to just cut it right about here. Then we'll run this back.
It's not a game, it's a rich thing.
right, so let's test out some LEDs. So it doesn't look like it's giving us very bright stuff. I know the angle's kind of weird, so I'm going to move it over here a bit. So there you go. So it's not super bright, but let's go ahead and... It's still not very bright. Right. It's better to have a not too bright LED than no LED at all. So we're going to go ahead and do that. We're going to host directly off of the speaker as originally planned on, and at the same time we're going to be pro sounding it. So we'll go from there. Yeah, so we're just going to go ahead and move on. So the next thing we're going to be doing is setting our iron down, and we're going to be drilling out some stuff. Then I'm going to focus on everything else. I'll glue the inside here it away from each other. Put hot glue up there, right there, all around here. And we'll hot glue it a little bit better here in a minute.